Welcome to the extraordinary world of autism spectrum disorders, where every mind is a unique masterpiece waiting to be understood. Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. My name is Raihan, and I'm excited to share with you an insightful exploration into the environmental factors influencing spoken English in children with autism spectrum disorders. Have you ever wondered how the environment shapes the way children with autism spectrum disorders learn and use spoken English? In our exploration today, we'll begin by setting the stage, understanding the basics of autism spectrum disorders. According to the World Health Organization 2019, autism spectrum disorders, or also known as ASD, are developmental conditions marked by differences in brain development and function. So, those with ASD typically face challenges in social interaction and communication, often engaging in repetitive behaviors and focusing intensely on specific interests. Within Malaysia, an approximate 47,000 children are believed to be impacted by autism, based on Bakar and Zubair in 2018. Although difficulties in functional language are significant early signs of ASD, the speech and communication challenges vary among individuals. So, despite these differences, ASD is associated with a broad range of language skills, including the ability to learn and become fluent in multiple languages, according to Hampton et al. In 2017. So, this indicates that a child with autism who isn't a native English speaker can speak English fluently and accurately enough to be seen as a native speaker. A study by DeGard, Soares, Stanfield, and Fletcher-Watson in 2020 stated that individuals with autism can become skilled in many languages through different ways and life events, leading to a varied group of bilingual and multilingual individuals with autism. All right, next, we'll dive into the heart of our discussion, a comprehensive review of existing literature. We'll examine studies and research findings that shed light on the diverse environmental factors affecting spoken English acquisition and usage among children on autism spectrum. Environmental factors influencing language abilities in autism are external factors or conditions in a person's surroundings that impact how language skills develop and are shown in those with ASD. So, the past studies indicate that children whose parents have higher levels of education typically develop language skills more rapidly than those whose parents have lower educational levels, according to George et al. In 2009. Well-educated parents, they often speak English and have more conversations with their children, which it helps the kids learn language and expand their vocabulary. They also know more about child development and do activities like reading and also educational games to promote language learning. The parents' level of education also contributed to the language exposure towards their children with autism. Srika et al. In 2022 suggested that parents have a crucial role in exposing the language for their children with autism. So, children with autism who live in a country where English is not their official first language usually are exposed to more than one language, which is their native language and also English. In a study by Howard, Gibson, and Katsos in 2021, parents of multilingual children with autism observed that their kids benefited from knowing multiple languages. The children showed skill in choosing which language, either their native tongue or English to use when talking to others. And surprisingly, they could switch between languages and mix them, even though they are better at English. It means that the children have the ability to code switch and code mix between the languages they know. Kramer Sedley in 2005 found that therapists advised parents who spoke a language other than English and had a child with autism to use only English when talking to their child, regardless of their own English proficiency. Srika et al. In 2022, they also discovered that parents often get advice from professionals to use only one language, which is dominantly used by others. In this case, the language is English. So the therapist aimed to simplify the language input for the child to help them learn and use language more easily. English has become a widely used language in today's world, playing a big role in various aspects of life. Paradis Govindarajan and Hernandez in 2018 proposed that children with autism often hear English early on because it's mainly used in therapy and school. So the research also showed that the family interviewed received advice from different people like therapists, daycare workers, and friends to focus on using English when talking to the children with autism. In conclusion, this review has shown how parents' language use affects children with autism's English speaking skills. Some studies suggest that switching between languages can help their cognitive flexibility, while others warn it might only confuse them. Gilhubert, Rolston, and Gailey in 2021 found that the children with autism can use language switching in their communication. So this means that their language skills depend not just on what the parents speak, but also on the child's understanding and their own ability to differentiate between these languages. Parents of the children with autism who speak multiple languages are commonly told to only speak English with their kids. However, there isn't a solid proof that this approach works well, and its effectiveness remains uncertain. Some children with autism they do well with language learning, including picking up English, while others have difficulties with communication, social interaction, and also sensory processing. And Hashim et al. In 2022 backed this up, pointing out that even if English is used at home, children with autism might still have problems because they don't engage much socially and struggle with understanding social cues. Many parents opt to communicate with their children with autism in English due to its widespread use and perceived benefits as a language of interventions. English global prevalence, particularly in countries like Malaysia, where it serves as an intermediary language, facilitates communication for a significant portion of the population. So, additionally, the abundance of resources and expertise available in English contributes to its preference for intervention development. However, while English may offer advantages such as improved academic skills and job opportunities, it is actually crucial to acknowledge the importance of providing interventions and resources in other languages to ensure the inclusivity and meet the diverse linguistic needs of individuals with autism. In summary, this review explores environmental factors influencing language acquisition in proficient English speaking children with autism. While the distinction between the first language and second language is common in linguistic literature, bilingual exposure by a parent doesn't lead to delays in language development for the children with autism. Being bilingual can offer social, cultural, and well being advantages for individuals with autism. However, despite the therapist's recommendations for exclusive English use, there's uncertainty and insufficient evidence to support this advice. Let us continue to champion understanding and support for individuals on autism spectrum, celebrating the diverse ways in which language abilities unfold and fostering environments that empower every voice to be heard. Thank you.